When Amir was a little boy, he dreamed of growing up to be a princess, marrying a handsome prince and living in a castle far away. Whenever his parents were going out, he would find an excuse to stay behind. He would experiment with his mum's makeup, being careful to leave enough for her to not notice. He would pad her shoes with toilet paper to make them fit, pose in the mirror and practice calling himself Amira. That seemed to fit better than Amir. When he was a teenager, he discovered that he could use a VPN to get past the state's indecency laws and meet other people who felt the same way online. He realized he was not Amir. She was Amira. Amira started going to Maknia parties and pageants held in the back rooms of salons after they closed. She made several friends this way and started to believe that she could be happy. She knew what they were doing was illegal, but it was very rare for anyone to actually get in trouble, so she tried not to worry about it too much. However, someone in the group must have been lying and talking to the police, because one night they came for them. The police made her change her clothes and wash off her makeup, and were filming her and taking photographs as she did. The next day her photo was in the news. She was fired on the spot from her job at a halal supermarket, and her father said she would have to marry a woman. Her friend Azima called her that evening. Her father was coming to visit, and she was scared he would beat her. They agreed to meet at the airport the next day. When they arrived in England, Azima found that her family hadn't emptied her bank account yet. She set up an English account and transferred her money. Amira wasn't so lucky, but Azima said she could stay with her. They began to apply for asylum because it was illegal to be themselves back home. But the forms were difficult, and even with Google Translate, they weren't sure their English was good enough. Azima had enough money for a lawyer who agreed to help them with their claim. The lawyer pointed out that a lot of their case in their forms relied on the fact that, as Muslims, they were subject to sharia law where they came from. She said that while it did matter that it was illegal for them to dress as women in public places, without a lot of prosecutions that might not be enough. She encouraged them to talk more about the other problems they were having as well, such as Amira being fired and threatened with forced marriage, and Azima believing her dad would beat her. They wrote more about their own experiences and about the problems common among Maknia and submitted their application. Amira and Azima were lucky to get home office appointments on the same day as each other. Each of them waited for the other outside. They were very nervous. In their interviews, their caseworkers talked a lot about the problems trans women had where they came from. While they did mention Sharia law, they also talked a lot about problems like harassment, violence, and discrimination at work. After their meetings, they went for drinks together to try to relax. They agreed that their caseworkers had seemed to take the risks facing them back home seriously, and it was good that they had talked about wider problems than the law. Remember, while it may feel like laws against your gender identity or sexuality where you come from are enough for you to stay, this is not always the case. If actual prosecutions are rare where you come from, laws like this might not be enough. Make sure that, as well as talking about the law, you talk about other experiences that support your claim as well.